Let's start chapter 3 with the verbs, the Maltese verbs. Oh my god, how much did I suffer with those verbs. In the beginning you really have no clue about what's going on. They're all different and they change like in the most weird places and so on. So for the present tense I will teach you a trick. It's a very important trick. It will help you understand the verbs so much easier and you will stop learning the wrong things. Because learning by heart all the verbs, that's a very strange advice, I would say. Because you don't need to learn really every form. There are some rules, and the most important one I will cover here in my ntj small t trick. The ntjt small t, trick will help you conjugate most of the verbs, not all of them. There are some exceptions, of course. So, to apply the ntj small t trick, we'll take a verb you've already seen. It's a verb to work in Maltese. So, you know that nahdem is I work. And we'll take the imperative of the verb to work. So it's ahdem for the single and ahdmu for the plural. We'll go over the imperative in the next section, no worries about that. But I can already tell you that you need to learn at least one of the imperatives by heart, because otherwise you won't know it. But at least it's not the whole verb. So, you've noticed that there are two forms of the imperative in Maltese, and that's correct. There is an imperative to, if you want to say work to one person, and there's an imperative for if you want to say work to more than one person. If you're a boss, you would say ahdmu, and if you only have just an intern working for you, you would say ahdem. So, the ntjt, small t, what do you do to apply that trick? You first put one column to the left and another column to the right. The column to the left is for the single and the column to the right is for the plural. And you can see there the ntjt in the single and the ntj and nothing for the plural. That's why I call it the ntj small t trick. What do you do then with these letters? Well, for the single, you put the imperative form of your verb that you want to conjugate in the single column just after the ntjt, and for the plural you put them in the imperative form of the plural next to the ntj. And there we go. We have the conjugation of the verb to work. It goes as follows. Nahdem, I work. We've already covered that one. Tahdem, you work. Yahdem, he works. And tahdem, she works, for the single. I'm sure you already noticed that there are two words that are very similar to each other. Actually they're just exactly the same. Tahdem, you work, and tahdem, she works. There is no way, except from the context, to know if it is you work or she that works. So yeah, that's just Maltese, I would say. Now, for the plural, it's nahdmu, we work, tahdmu, you work, and the plural then, and yahdmu, they work. As for the verb to be, and for the nouns as well, there is no female for the plural. That just doesn't exist in Maltese. So, hope that was very clear. So you just put the ntjt to the left, ntj to the right, and you fill in the imperatives according to to the single and plural. So, just to make it clear, we'll do another round. We'll do a round with the verb to do or to make in Maltese. And that's amal. So if you want to say to someone do or make, then you say amal. And if you want to say to more than one person, you say amlu. And then, as we did before, we put ntjt in the left column, ntj in the right column. We fill in the forms with the single on the left and the plural with the right, on the right. And then there you go. You have the conjugation of the verb to do in Maltese. That was very simple, I think. It's a very easy trick, but it took me a few months to find it out. So, for Namel, for Amel, I will read out the conjugation. Namel, Tamel, Yamel, Tamel. So that's again, I do, you do, he does, she does. And in the plural, Namlu, we do, Tamlu, they do. You do, in the plural. Yamlu, they do. So, what do you need to remember from this ntjt trick? It's that it's not for all the verbs, it's for a lot of verbs, not all of them. For example, the verb to be, we've seen it in our first class, and you know that this doesn't have much to do with the ntjt trick. But it's important to know that you only need to learn the imperative and the ntjt trick, and that's it.